My old artisan mixer, KitchenAid mixer. I have to, he's bleeding a little bit. Like you can see little gear grease on the back of it. It's also rattling and I screwed everything in, but what can you do? He's an old feller. We're gonna make a bundt cake. You wanna know why? Because bundt cakes are super cool. King Arthur Flour has the most beautiful bundt pans. They actually sent me a free bundt pan. Look at this. Oh, Leonard, we're trying to shoot the show. It's 7 degrees outside. People in the Midwest are like, ha! But anyway, it's cold for New York. Look at this pan. It's a thing of beauty, is it not? So here's the thing about bunts. This is an excellent bundt pan. It's King Arthur. It's slightly nonstick or totally nonstick, I don't know. But you have to prepare a bundt pan correctly. Recently, I've been using Baker's Joy. But if you're not going to use Baker's Joy, you want to make sure that you really get in all the crevices with the grease, said the actress to the bishop. And then flour it, and then tap out all the flour, and go like this to get all the flour out, because otherwise you get flecks of flour on your bundt. We're going to prepare it with Baker's Joy. So it's going to look like too much, and we are going to wipe it afterwards. Don't forget to get the spindle. And I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe off the excess. Now the awesome thing is this has flour in it, so you don't have to flour it and basically waste a lot of flour. This one has swirls, like mathematically amazing swirls, so you want to make sure you get grease in all your swirls. Bunts are really just cakes in a shaped pan, which I thought they were special, but they're not. They're not, the ingredients aren't special. They're really just cakes in a fancy pan. The ingredients for a bundt cake are pretty simple. It's some butter, some sugar, some salt, some eggs. Baking powder is the leavener besides the eggs. Flour, of course, because it's a cake. And this one has some milk and some lemon zest. Here we go. Because my house is freezing, Lynn and I put what was supposed to be room temperature butter, but was as cold as if it had been in the fridge. We put it in our pockets and trousers and stuff, and now it's like overly warm, but it's okay. So you're gonna use 2 sticks of butter, which is a cup, and I go like this, which didn't work that time at all. This is what happened when Lynn puts the butter in her trousers. Save these, because you can use them for preparing pans. They're amazing, okay? Fold neatly and set aside for later use. Full incorporation is super important, and people don't really do it because they think it's incorporated, but it's not. So first of all, I'm just going to quickly mix this butter a little bit. I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar, and I'm going to incorporate the living hell out of this. I'm making it into one item. Start slow. Keep going. See that? Shudder? That's new. Come on, little man. And I'm going to stop it and scrape it down from the sides. I've had great success with these. I started making these cute bundt cakes. The lemon one is Reggie's favorite, which is the one we're making today. And Joe, Reggie's boyfriend, likes the ginger one, right?
Yes, he does.
So now I'm going to incorporate it. I'm going to turn this up. Now you might see how it's separated into sort of big lumps. You don't want that. You want it to be fully smooth and incorporated. See the big pieces? You don't want that. Now most people would stop there. They'd think it's incorporated, but it's not. Real-time baking, it's so fun. Now it's becoming incorporated. So that shows you how different in appearance it is. Now we're going to add 4 eggs. It says 4 large eggs. These are particularly small mediums. So I'm going to add 5. It says incorporate fully after each one, so I'm going to do that. There's 1, 2. Yikes. I watched a cool 1996 movie with Richard Grant, the star of With Noel and I, a great actor. He's in a movie that's up for some awards called Can You Ever Forgive Me? It was a cool movie hour-long BBC movie about the marriage of the Prince Regent, who was the son of the last American king, George III. His disastrous marriage to Queen Caroline of Brunswick. It was, wow, great movie. Here's an interesting question for the world. I didn't know this, and I'm pretty up on this stuff. What did Louis XIV die from? It's a very strange thing that he died from. I thought he just died of old age because he was 77.
Syphilis.
Nope, he died of a very odd thing. Don't look it up. If you know, be honest and write in and say it. Don't look it up because anybody can look it up. Was that the third egg? That's the last official egg. I'm putting in a half an egg, beaten. I'm taking half of this because those eggs are really tiny. Looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Louis. Ooh, it looks fluffy and yummy and fluffy and yummy. Fluffy and yummy and fluffy and yummy. Oh, ooh, Bundt. Ooh, Bundt. We are now going to mix in 3 cups, yes, 3 cups of flour with, I think, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I like this Bakewell cream. I don't know why I love that it's called cream. And I believe it's 2 teaspoons. I'm just checking discreetly. Yes, it is. So you never want to heap teaspoons of leavener. You want to make sure they're level. You don't need to sift flour, everybody. However, you should stir it with a fork. So here we go. You want to kind of mix it around. I forgot to put the salt, so I'm just going to turn this up pretty high and dump the salt in. Fairly big pinch of salt. Makes it extra yummy. You're going to add the flour with the milk, alternating, ending with flour. So you're going to do 3 flours. Now let me tell you, if you mess this up, nothing's going to happen. Okay, here we go. I'm adding 1/3 of the flour made from wheat. Is that a third? I mean, who really knows, right? Okay, which is how you prevent what's about to happen from happening. So here we go. And then you take a little peek, and you're safe. Now I'm going to add half of the milk. Low and slow. It's incorporating. I'm making this into such a production, it's really easy. When I was a kid, my dad used to get reels, movies on the reel. And on Saturday nights, this is in the 60s and 70s, we would show movies on a screen in the living room. I saw some of the greatest movies ever. Double Indemnity, Rebel Without a Cause, West Side Story, White Heat, Public Enemy, Casablanca. God damn, that was fun. Last third of the flour. So the batter is made. The only thing we have to do now is scrape 2 of these into it, which is very easy. You know the amazing thing about these recipes, I did the ginger cake with 1 practice, and I put it on the Christmas dinner table. It was that beautiful and easy. Now these lemons, keep these because you're going to use, obviously you'd keep them, but I'm saying you're going to use the juice of these 2 lemons to make the glaze or glaze. Now we're just going to give this a brief stir because we don't want to over stir this right now. Okay, now we're going to fill the Bundt pan. What you want to do is put a plop at north, south, east, and west, right? So here we go. North, south, that one's too big, but it doesn't matter. And try not to go up the sides of your pan or drop batter because it'll affect your rise. And now you're going to do the same thing again. North, south, east, west. Look at it and see where it's low. And I don't think you should bang it because it's a very light cake, but you should do what I'm about to do. First of all, you're going to level this. So you're going to make it smooth. It's a little nerve-wracking the first time you do it. And you're going to kind of press down. so that it gets into the crevices. Now, the minute you put it in the oven, it's gonna spread out evenly, so don't go too berserk. This light pressure that I'm putting on the batter is pressing it into the shape without removing the air. That's a perfectly prepared bundt. I'm gonna put this in the oven. It does take, well, I'm gonna use convection, but it does take a solid 40 minutes. Go into the oven, baby, don't you wanna go? I wanna go, I wanna go, I wanna go. Go into the oven, baby, do you wanna go? This is convection, so it's at 330. Boom! They want you to put a glaze and white icing, similar to the picture that's on the Baker's Joy, this white icing stuff. I've discovered, after having made these cakes quite a few times now, you don't really need the icing. The glaze is crunchy and gorgeous, and the cakes are stunning. Wait till you see. So the glaze could not be easier. What you do is you take the 2 lemons that you zested, right, and you juice them. After many, many years, this is the best juicer. This is where it's at. Anybody able to sit through A Star is Born? I can barely get through the commercial for A Star is Born. That's my feeling about it. If she becomes an EGOT, I'm gonna kill myself. Not because I don't like her, but Lady Gaga is an EGOT. EGOT is Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. Oh, she doesn't have a Tony. She still wouldn't have the Tony. Strangely, 2 lemons is almost exactly 1/3 of a cup. I'm not gonna measure it. Put it in a bowl. Boop. Now you're gonna put what appears to be an insane amount of sugar in here. 3/4 of a cup. Reggie likes it because it makes that crunchy topping. So pretty level. 1, 2. Ta-da! So this is the glaze, okay? I've put it on exactly like this, with the pieces of sugar in it, like that. I've noticed it's equally good if you slightly melt the sugar. So I'm just gonna put it over some hot water. Now here's the moment of truth. It looks perfect, right? This is what you're gonna do. Set the bundt cake down. Pick up your tray. Don't worry about the cake sticking out. Then you're gonna go like this, okay? And then hope to Christ it comes out. Pretty good. So now you're gonna take your glaze, what you made earlier, and always use a silicone spatula. Don't use a pastry brush, I'm sorry. The bristles come out and they're impossible, they're unhygienic. Now you're gonna paint this and you're gonna think, oh my God, it's never gonna be over. I'm gonna paint it and paint it and paint it, but this soaks in. You have to be careful that you actually paint all the flat surfaces, okay? When I was making this cake yesterday, I was watching South Park. Oh, hi, baby. You back? Come on in. Man, it's frigid out there. Woo! Paint all the edges. Let it soak in. And this kind of dries into a crunchy topping favored by Regina. It's hot. You want to do this hot too, by the way. So this, in my opinion, this is suitable for a holiday, you know. And nobody has to know how easy it is. So now I'm gonna go around again. Glaze and cake. What kind of glaze did you make? Lemon glaze for the lemon cake. What does it take to glaze a cake? So you see how it's making it almost like a crystally looking appearance on the top of the cake? That's what you want. Let it cool down at room temperature now and let the glaze will sort of crisp up and soak in. And then if you put this on a nice plate, and your friends will go berserk. You could serve it with macerated berries, which are in numerous other episodes that we've done. Blackberries with just a little sugar and lemon juice left to sit. makes kind of a sauce. You could serve it with anything. My community has decided that we need 4 celebrations a year. Besides Christmas and Thanksgiving, we need the Cherry Blossom Festival and Summer Harvest. Formal celebrations. So the Cherry Blossom Festival, I think I'm gonna make this cake, but I'm gonna suspend cherries in it. Oh yeah. For heaven's sake, make a bundt cake. Make sure you get grease in all your swirls.